Oh, hi, podcast listeners. There's many ways you can listen to the Real Nerds podcast. You can subscribe on iTunes. You can also subscribe on Stitcher Radio. You want to send us a Twitter message? You can do that. It's so easy, at Real Nerds. Like us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. You can visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com, where there'll be a lot of articles for you to not only read, but to listen to our previous shows. Do you like your stories told through pictures? Then you can also follow us at Real Nerds on Instagram. You can also call us, 720-6nerds5. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Camera, action!
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd can...
talk film! I'm sorry.
Take it outside.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action! Real nerds!
This is Real Nerds Podcast, officially the internet's best source for your movie reviews. I am Ryan. I'm joined by Brad.
Hey.
And Corinna's here, but her mic isn't working, so we'll just pretend that she's talking. I like anime! Hey, I think the Scarlet Pimpernel's a superhero. Weird. Like, that weird buzzing sound was saying no, and it's what she said, not me, so it's bizarre.
Yeah, I don't know why she'd bring up those two things, because we're talking about something else today, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's bizarre. So, Brad, did you know for over 11 years, we've seen a new movie and podcasted our experience to the world?
I did not know that. Please tell me more. I would like to subscribe to your newsletter.
Our newsletter's still a thing?
Yeah. But
they're
emails.
Emails that I delete constantly. Anyways, we see a new movie and we podcast our experience to the world. This week, we saw Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantum Mania. Stay tuned because we will tell you if we recommend the film or not, play the trailer, and then, of course, Marvel movies always come with, be warned, spoilers. Feeling better, Brad? When we went and saw the movie, you were a little under the weather.
Yeah, I was in full swing of catching a common cold again for the first time in a very long time. And yesterday was the worst of it, and I think I'm coming out of it now, so I know my voice probably sounds a little bit different than usual, does it?
No, you don't sound too bad.
Yeah, it feels a little scratchy, but...
Yeah, you could tell that, something's wrong, but I thought it's just because you ate sandpaper, but...
I did, but I didn't realize that would be the cause of it. But yeah, I guess that makes sense.
It's how you got to get your grains for the day.
Yeah, I like a 180 proof grain.
That's maybe the dumbest joke I've ever done. I've said some dumb ones. We also talk about movie news and something we've watched this week. It's what we do, Brad. It's all we do.
Every week. And people are still fascinated by it, which is great.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
Get thousands and thousands of downloads each week, just of us doing the same thing over and over.
I know. Hey, remember when we started this and you held a knife to my throat and you said, you better be on this every fucking week.
I got nothing else.
Or I'll slice your throat and you'll bleed out.
Kill you and your entire family.
I will say I am really proud of what we've done and of what we've accomplished so far.
Yeah.
Wait, there's more. There is more. We're still gearing up for Fan Expo, which has had a couple of cool announcements the last couple days.
Have they?
Yeah, they have this cast of Scream is going to be there.
Oh.
And something else. One of the young lady who was my coworker's friend who came last year, she sent me a message and was going to see if we're going to be there because she's going to school in Wisconsin, I think now. And I said we would, and so she was really excited because we got the hookup.
That's up to the convention, so it's not up to us.
Or we have the place where all our friends go, hey, can I just leave this stuff here?
Telling you, we gotta just rent out storage lockers.
We should.
Everyone needs a place to store their stuff.
Our theme this year is going to be a blockbuster.
Yeah.
And people are going to be like, whoa, a movie? Oh, just wait, my friends. Just wait.
I was thinking instead of doing a shirt, we should just buy blue polos and then make the little name tags.
Oh, for sure.
To pin on them. And then we don't have to like print anything and spend a ton of money.
Yeah, I'm totally down.
I mean, I feel bad not making a Jurassic Park shirt, but meh.
Why don't we make just Jurassic Park stickers?
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great idea. We all have to wear khaki, something.
Yeah, tucked into khakis, yeah.
Well, I'm not going to tuck in my shirt because I think that's like the lamest fashion look, but
dude, that's corporate culture and you have to abide by it. I'm going to make an employee handbook and you'll be fired if you don't do it.
All right, fine. Then you can do all the panels.
Oh, shoot. The CEO doesn't come to panels.
Anywho, this week on Real Nerds Podcast, we enter the quantum realm. Corinne, do you recommend Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania? No? Okay, Brad, do you recommend?
Are you going to let me go for real?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people have probably already seen it by now, but generally, yeah, I had fun with it. Wasn't the best Marvel movie ever, but I think it's laying the groundwork for what's to come. And, you know, that's kind of how Marvel works nowadays. It's not just about like, hey, this is just a fun standalone movie. It's like, this has to be a building block to the next thing. So, you know, take it for what it is, I guess. But I gave it like a solid B.
Brad?
Yeah, I had fun with it. It does have some issues, especially in the graphics department and story department, but overall I had fun.
I think this is a fun movie. And yeah, it's always, you know, the hard thing with Marvel is like, do we really have to say, should we recommend it or not? It's hard to, I find these movies harder and harder to critique on their own. Not because they're bad, because they're all good movies, but you know, you have to be along for the ride because they're, like Corinne said, they're not really standalone anymore. But it was lots of fun. There was a few surprises, and yeah, here's the trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
You're an interesting man, Scott Lang. You're an Avenger. You have a daughter. But you've lost a lot of time, like me. We can help each other with that. Who are you? I'm the man who can give you the one thing you want. What's that? Time.
It can rewrite existence and shatter timelines. You cannot trust him.
I don't care who this guy is. I just lost so much. He can give us a second chance.
Let me make this easy for you. You will bring me what I need, or everything you call a life will end.
This is all my fault.
You may not want her to watch this.
We had a deal.
You thought you could win.
I don't have to win.
Smallace. I'm sorry, Cassie.
So the trailer is actually pretty much the story. Scott is dealing with being an Avenger and what he's done with his life post Endgame, where he has written a book, which you can buy on Amazon, by the way. And he and his daughter is secretly working with Hank to send messages to the quantum realm. And by doing that, it unleashes Kang, who's able to respond to it.
They're not sending
They go
messages.
there.
They're mapping the the quantum verse.
Mm-hmm.
And by doing that, it opens up a portal, or I don't know what you want to call it. And we learn how Kang got there, and what Janet was doing there,
and what he's up to.
Yeah, and what Bill Murray is up to. And I guess Bill Murray dies. Does that
Or
squid
does
thing
he?
eat him? Yeah, I don't know.
I think they deliberately didn't show the finality of him so they could bring him back later if they need to.
Yeah, maybe. And while they're there, they basically are thrust into a civil war between the inhabitants of the quantum realm and Kang, who gets his name, the Conqueror, while he's there. And Ant-Man doesn't want to fight because it's not his fight. And his daughter is like, come on, Pops, you got to fight. And he decides he's going to fight. And they fight Kang. And yeah, they win. Kang dies. But we learn that, and this is also from the comics, is Kang's greatest enemies are also himself. And he was put there by other variants of himself. And so the Kang that is in the quantum realm is kind of like the bad guy Kang. Well, they're all bad guys. I don't know. Kang's a really tough character because even in comic books, like I try to follow his story. I even have this whole like magazine dedicated to Kang the Conqueror, and I read it and I go, I don't even know what the fuck's going on. But he's able to go across different timelines through variants of himself to manipulate those timelines to how he wants them, is basically what he does.
I thought his whole story was much like the Highlander. There can only be one. And so they're all out to get each other, and then everyone else is just kind of in the way as they do that.
No, I mean, because he says in it that his other variants sent him to the quantum realm. So
yeah, I thought it was just that he was the most extreme version of them.
So he's like the rogue version, and then obviously the end scene is they're all getting together to do something. It'll be interesting because so yeah, I mean the movie, I thought the movie was really fun. And they're right. I mean, if you read the reviews, I think Jonathan Majors is great in this film.
Mm-hmm.
He has like this coolness about him, but he's also a little unhinged. The reveal of Janet helping him, I thought was really cool because it had this foreboding sense of dread to it. That you knew what King was known for, and that, I mean, obviously she didn't, and she was just trying to get home. So I
loved all
had a
the
lot of fun
scenes
with the
between
film.
those two. I thought that they were probably the two best actors in the film. So every scene they were in together was a hoot.
Agreed. Yeah, I love the. I mean, I guess it's not really an origin of. I guess kind of origin of Kang, but why he is the way he is fascinating to me, and I think the character is cool. And I mean, MODOK. I mean, he's always been a weird character, and I was interested in how they're going to pull him off in the film.
Did they pull him off? Because woof, that first shot of him without the mask shield on. Yeah, they definitely whiffed on that one.
I
Yeah, the
agree.
people
I
in
think they
my
should just left the
theater all
mask
went,
on him.
ugh.
I will say it did
Yeah.
get better by the end of the like as it went on. The final shots with him in it were better made, but that first one, man, it was just a stretched JPEG over his face. It was pretty rough. But I did
Yeah, I
think it was
did
a
get
fun idea that,
flashbacks of Love and Thunder for sure.
yeah. Now I don't know the comics that well. Is Darren Cross MODOK, or is that just something they
No,
made up for the movie?
they made up for the movie.
Which I think is a fun idea.
No, yeah, no, I think the idea
Yeah,
is
I like
great
that
behind
too.
it.
Just wish it looked better.
I mean, they should have just left the mask on him, really,
Yeah.
because
I wonder.
I know they're trying to make him. I mean, he's a weird looking character in the comics too. It's he's just bizarre. I don't know how else to put it.
Did anyone else watch
It
that?
was-
I think it was Hulu show of MODOK.
Yeah, with Patton Oswalt is hilarious.
Yeah, it's fun.
I think maybe what they should have done is just have him have his mask on up until the very end when he decides to like come back to the good side and not be a dick. And then
Mhm.
that's when he could have taken the mask off. And then that way it's like it's only that one section that would be like his quote real face. So it would hopefully wouldn't stretch the VFX artist so thin with all these different scenes of him taking the mask on and off.
I wonder
Yeah,
if
I
that
did
was like,
love too when he was dying and he was talking to Scott and he's like, I did it. I'm an Avenger. Yeah.
yeah, you're an Avenger. I wonder if that was always the plan, or if that was like something when people complain on the internet about the mask shield version of him, saying like, "Oh, it's just a stupid CGI machine face," and they're like, "Oh, you don't like that? Well, we're gonna put Darren Cross in here now."
I don't know.
How do you like that?
I don't know. I appreciated that they brought him back. This felt more like an Ant-Man movie and less of, hey, like we're just, we just got to throw all these random characters together and hopefully, and Ant-Man just happens to be here.
Yeah.
Here's another thing that I kind of put me off while I was watching it. So the suit has to all encompass you to make you grow and shrink, right? But there's that one shot where they're big and he and his daughter hug and they don't have the helmets on. So it's like if you like blew yourself up and then took the suits off, would you still be huge? And at that point, like, is the suit
Are they big when
necessary
they
at that
hug?
point?
I don't think
They
they
are.
are they?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember.
Yeah, they are.
When they're both gigantic. Yeah. Like, his daughter runs at him and they hug. And I was specifically remembering be like, they can be big without the like suit fully encompassing them. I thought that was the whole point of the helmet and everything is like, you have to be within the suit.
Maybe when they have to put the helmet back on for it to be triggered. I don't know.
Yeah. That's my question
The
is,
PIM particles are inside of it. I don't know.
yeah, like I didn't understand I assumed that you would have to be in there the whole time. But yeah, like, could you hit the button and shrink and then undress yourself and then you'd just be tiny and then you have to like put the suit back on and then, or could you just have
Wait,
the
didn't
button?
that happen in the second Ant-Man where he's like the little like toddler looking because he like accidentally shrinks while he's in the school getting something?
I don't
And then he
remember.
comes back to the van and Michael Douglas is like, "You want a juice box?"
Oh yeah.
I haven't watched it in a while. And it just made me think of Endgame where he is like a baby in the test thing, but I think he does have the suit on entirely.
So I mean, to get back to, I liked the movie. I thought the world was cool. I even like that Michael Douglas had the line, "Holy shit, is that a broccoli?" It's funny.
I saw a lot of people online accusing this of being like a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, I mean, in a way it is.
I mean, yeah, I kind of get it.
Yeah.
It did feel very alien. I liked that too.
Yeah, it's just fun, and I think the Ant-Man films lend themselves to be a little quirky. just because it's kind of a silly concept. I do have my two biggest complaints about it is when Scott was fighting Kang and he kept on getting knocked down. I really wanted him to get up and say, "I can do this all day."
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted one of the tag scenes to be Luis telling the story of all the Ant-Mans to a Kang variant really bad. Like, I want him to happen. And then Kang could be filled in. But I didn't get my wish.
Well, obviously, Marvel's been listening to the podcast, so they'll get the message for the
Yeah,
next
so
one.
maybe there's a bonus scene of Luis telling Kang the whole story of the MCU.
We're going to put it exclusively on the DVD for Ryan.
Yeah, Luis wasn't in the movie at all. And I thought I saw a headline with the director. It was like, oh, well, we're spending so much time in the quantum realm. Like, he really couldn't be in the movie. I'm like, sure he could. He could be in at the very end or the very beginning. Or both.
Yeah. But
Isn't
I get it too.
Scott going to get, like, food with somebody at one point? And they take, like, a picture? I don't know.
I am interested too. I think there's so when Kang is explaining everything, I think he has a couple interesting bits where he's mentioned that he's killed the Avengers before, which I think would be interesting to explore. And which one of them? Because I mean, obviously there's thousands of them, and I mean, there's ramifications. Obviously, what Loki did in the Loki show, and so I don't know. I think the threat is really cool, and where they go from it, I think will be really fascinating. I think it'd be interesting to see how many times Kang has fought the Avengers and what advantage that gives him, because he might know their weaknesses and things like that. And I think that's a cool power to have.
I think I remember him specifically name checking Thor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do wonder, this. I was very intimidated by Kang as a character up until the very end when it's like he just got taken out by a bunch of ants. I'm not as afraid of him, and I don't think he could do as much damage. Like, just Wanda by herself could probably take him out.
See, the only thing I'll disagree with you on that is, Corinne, is he didn't plan for that contingency on that, and his arrogance is what got him in trouble.
Also, his wrist gauntlets got destroyed by then, so he didn't have like instant kill shots.
Yeah, so I think
He still had this little force field or whatever, right?
The ants got through it too. I don't know. I think it's fascinating because someone like that who's so arrogant and doesn't think he can be beat, that he didn't plan on Ant-Man and Ant-Man to be there and take him out. I think it's a fascinating turn. And that's where the variants come in too. Will they learn from that variant's failure? I don't know.
I'm honestly surprised nobody had to sacrifice themselves at the end, because I figured either Scott or Janet was gonna die or disappear or something.
I thought Scott and the Wasp were going to get stuck there.
Yeah.
Like another 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah, there was so many times where I'm like, that could have been a really emotionally powerful scene, and then it got undercut by a joke, or, oh, no, they just rescued him right away. Oh, okay. Tension gone.
Yeah, I kind of thought they're going to get stuck there, and then, I don't know, 2 or 3 years down the road, they reappear saving the day in some other movie.
Well, I mean, I guess the only reason they would is because he already did it in Endgame.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised Janet didn't go back at the end and sacrifice herself to save Scott, because she would feel like the whole Kang situation was kind of her fault.
I'm guessing they didn't do that because, like, we just got her back in Ant-Man and the Wasp too, so
yeah,
to get rid of her right after that would be kind of like a bummer.
Yeah, but how many more of these movies does Michelle Pfeiffer want to do?
As
I
long as
don't
those
know.
checks keep coming, I'm sure she's
Yeah,
fine
as
with
long as the
it.
check's clear, I don't think it matters.
I mean, I guess Harrison Ford's going to be in the Dark Avengers or whatever, and he's in
Yeah,
his 80s,
Thunderbolts.
right? Thunderbolts.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
interesting. I
mean,
think he was older than William Hurt, even, right?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
I think they
So
already started filming that. Harrison Ford talked about they started filming that one already. That
Which
he
is
was
weird because
filming.
he seems like the last kind of person who would want to be in a Marvel movie.
hey, Harrison Ford likes money like the rest of us.
Yeah, that I
He's got
mean,
plenty of money. I don't think he's in need of cash right now.
yeah, I think he said that he just wanted to try it, and he's not really a
Right?
pretentious actor at all. So I think he's
No, but I
down.
mean, he's been in Star Wars, he's been in Indiana Jones, and it's, I don't know, like,
Hey, he's got to keep
don't you-
that blockbuster, like the highest grossing actor of all time thing going.
Planes are expensive to maintain. I don't know if you know.
Totally, and he's crashed a few.
yeah, I gotta keep making those trips to Wichita, Harrison.
Hey, Wichita's a good aviation city.
Yeah, he brings his planes in there occasionally for maintenance or something.
Nice. They also have weird children statues on the street.
I knew you were gonna bring that up.
I will never forgive them for that. But
Okay.
yeah, you should see. I mean, I think you should see Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think it's a fun movie. In fact, I think I'm going to take my kid to see the 4DX version of it.
Hmm. Yeah, back to the graphics. I feel like a lot of the compositing issues we're seeing in it is just because it's made for 3D. Um,
Yeah, possibly.
so
And
I
I think
saw
once
it
you
just
settle
in a
into the
regular screening and I thought it was fine.
yeah, I
hmm.
think once you settle into the quantum realm, I think it looks really good.
I mean, it
And
looks, it's just a green screen environment. Like, I know everything's fake, but even for that, I'm like, yeah, it looks all right.
I thought the character designs were cool
It gets
too. The
the
little
job
light
done.
guy and the blob guy who finally got holes. So, yep. Hey,
Yeah,
this
I
is
don't
the
know. I
news
feel
story
like
of
this
the week.
movie,
Okay, if you have something else to say, say it. Because I mean, it just stopped. So,
I was just gonna
Corinne.
say, I feel like the movie could have either been a little bit longer and kind of flesh out those background characters a little bit more, or it could have been shorter and just trim out some things. I don't know. It just felt like very awkwardly paced sometimes.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not. Um, I don't think it's in the upper echelon of Marvel movies, but I mean, I think it's better than Eternals. Um, because Eternals are just dour. This is fun, at least.
I just like they were
It had its
finally.
dour moments though.
I just like they were finally moving towards a purpose. It's a
Yeah,
lot like a lot of the past movies have alluded to, but haven't delivered on. So
agreed. Yeah, even with Namor and stuff, it feels like the villains are starting to propel a little bit now.
yeah,
So,
but Namor's a thing of like I don't know if he's coming back for anything.
I
I'd
mean,
be
he
surprised if he
better.
didn't come back for Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I want him to. But yeah, the movie didn't sell me on like he's not like he's more than a one and done. So hopefully they have a Fantastic Four plan.
Yeah, I mean, there's that
Or whenever
iconic
they
cover
make
of
a
him.
third Black Panther.
I'm sure they will. I mean, it's popular enough.
Yeah, but it'll be interesting too because I think everyone just wants a Doctor Doom out of Fantastic Four. So
I'm sure Doctor Doom will definitely be in it. I think that's the one villain that Marvel wants to get right because they never have. Even when they try to make him scary in the reboot, I mean, at the end, it was just awful. I rewatched that movie like last year, and I forgot how horrible it was. Horrible is a strong word. Not entertaining sounds better.
I've never really had a big connection to the Fantastic Four. I can kind of take them or leave them.
Yeah, I mean they're important for Marvel because it's the first, really Marvel superhero team comic thing. Because they transitioned
Right.
from Timely to Marvel at that time. But yeah, I mean, I like when the Human Torch shows up in Spider-Man, but I don't actively seek out Fantastic Four comics.
I would be more excited if the X-Men like officially came into the MCU. I know we got,
I
Professor X and Multiverse of Madness, but I don't think that really counts.
Hey, Wolverine's making it in Deadpool.
Yeah, but is that in the MCU?
Yeah,
Isn't it
Deadpool
in
3
the...
will be the first MCU Deadpool and the first MCU R-rated film.
Hmm. Well, okay then.
Should be fun. Hey, this is the big movie news of the week.
It's real news.
I got nothing. I literally have no idea.
Oh,
I
you
was
have
hoping
one
maybe
job.
What's up?
You have one job.
I
Breaking
know. Like
news.
I've looked though, there was like nothing this week.
How
Uh,
far out are we from the Academy Awards?
Um, a month?
Really? I thought it was like mid-March. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not 100% sure. I don't.
I will
It will
use
be
the powers
interested.
of the internet to look it up.
Yeah, I mean, the internet can tell us because the internet knows
March
everything.
12th.
So, 3 weeks?
Yes.
Nice. Are you looking forward to the Academy Awards, Corinne?
I'm just curious as to who's gonna win and if there's gonna be any major controversies again this year.
It's the Academy Awards.
Probably.
There will be a major controversy.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully nothing crazy like last year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to see someone get assaulted on live TV because they can't take a joke.
It's like they either have to, so people talk about it, or they don't, and then people say it was boring. So it's a no-win situation.
Yeah, well, I mean, you and I have said this for years. I can tell you how they'd make people care. They, they need to nominate movies people care about. Because
Well,
here's the thing. Yeah, Top Gun got nominated, Avatar got nominated, but we all know that they're not going to win. So the only way you're going to get people to talk about it is if you make really popular movies win. And I'm not taking anything away from, everything, everything, everywhere, all at once, because that's a good movie. But the general public does not care about that film.
that's what the People's Choice Awards is for.
Yeah. So that's the Academy's always biggest hurdle to get over is at the end of the day, it's just patting themselves on the back for what they think is the best movie of the year. And the general public doesn't agree with them because the English patient sucks, Just saying that's how it shakes out because their voting
Well, I mean,
system is
box
archaic.
office receipts exist.
I don't know, talk about box. I mean, just talk about like a good movie. Like um, their voting system's archaic. They're finally allowing more diverse people to be in the Academy Awards. Thank goodness, because you know they need help with that. But you don't. Their voting system's so weird that I mean, something that you wouldn't even expect this year might win because it had the most like fifth place votes, and it got the most points based on its fifth place votes.
I think they should just hold them, but not televise them. Just keep it industry insider, keep it to
There's no
themselves.
money in that.
There's no money in it now. Like people aren't watching it, so
Well, I mean,
might as
they
well
still
close
pay
those doors and
you still pay for advertising on it.
Yeah.
I did learn something though. Larry Zerner, who is Shelley in Friday the 13th Part 3, he went on. He's an entertainment lawyer now, and he said that he answered a question online about these people are making a low budget movie, and they asked if they had to cover up, like Coca-Cola cans, and he said you can put them in movies. The reason they cover them up on TV shows because of advertisements. Interesting.
Yeah.
See, learned something new today.
If Coke is buying ad space on CBS doesn't want Pepsi products in CSI or whatever. So,
Yeah, I thought that was really fascinating.
well, I guess if there's no news, then we should just talk about a lot about what we've been watching, huh?
Sounds good.
So, yeah, this is the stuff we've been watching.
Corinne, what anime did you watch this week?
I haven't watched an anime in probably 3 weeks, Ryan. I think we're in the clear.
Okay, what British movie did you watch this week?
Didn't watch a British movie. I will talk about this was like a month and a half ago now, but I did see the Banshees of Inisherin, and it was good. I don't know if I'd ever watch it again. It's kind of in the same boat as Parasite for me, where it's like I respect it. It's really well made, but it's not like fun that you want to sit down and watch it again. It's really dour, really depressing, and there are a couple of scenes in there that make me gag. So,
Nice.
if you've seen the trailer or if you've seen the movie, you probably know what I'm talking about. But no, really well made film. I imagine it'll win some stuff at the Oscars. I don't know. I don't want to speculate as to what, but I think it'll probably take home a couple of the categories. So anyway, just wanted to share that. I recorded a Showtime about it a couple weeks ago. I thought I sent it in, but maybe not. So figured I'd address it now. So
All right.
give it a watch if you want. It's HBO Max, or it was like a month ago.
All right. That was the quickest I've ever heard you talk about something you've been watching.
Well, that's because I didn't watch anime, Ryan. That's why. Oh, speaking of, I have Dragon Ball Super Superhero on pre-order, so when it gets here, I'm going to loan it to you.
All right. And then
watch it just get buried.
And then I'll be like, why do they say super twice?
Dragon Ball Super : Superhero. Because there's superheroes in it.
Yeah, that doesn't make it any less stupid.
Well, that's your opinion.
Yep. Nope. Well, you know what? I'll see when I see it. If I like it, then cool.
I don't think you will. But, you gotta expand your horizons.
You got to. Every once in a while, you never know. You could be pleasantly surprised.
True. Maybe Kellen will like it.
Maybe. Brad, what'd you watch this week?
Oh man, so much stuff. Paramount Plus sent me hey, renew your subscription and we'll give you a free month. So I could use that month to watch as much Star Trek as possible. And I did.
Speaking of Star Trek, I guess that's the news is they're releasing the Next Generation movies on 4K.
They are. That's great. I'm going to buy the individual ones just like I did the original movies. And the box looks cool.
I thought the combined or the whole collection was horrible packaging. So
I like the art on it. It's just the 4K like thick box and the Blu-ray thick box. Like I don't need the Blu-rays anyway.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I like the poster art anyways.
Yeah, I like the original poster art. So that's why I'm getting the originals. And then also there's a Superman 5-disc thing coming out that's pretty cool. There's a steelbook edition.
I pre-ordered that.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that one has the original poster art on those steelbooks, which is great.
Yep.
But yeah, after that, the individual ones are coming out with like the revised stuff, and it's cool too. But yeah, definitely we'll get that steelbook thing. So yeah, I watched a bunch of Star Trek that I've been putting off. So I started with Star Trek Picard season 2 because season 3 is coming out right now. Week to week, which kind of sucks because I just want to binge the hell out of it. But I'll go old school and watch it week to week. But season 2 came out. It's been out for like a year and a half. Haven't gotten around to it until now, and I did not enjoy season 1, and 2 did not fare much better. Yeah, it's a lot of the premise is great because his old nemesis Q shows up and drags him into another puzzle that he has to solve. And they have to time travel back to Earth 2024, Los Angeles. And the team gets fractured and they all have to do different things. It's very much like The Voyage Home, but without whales.
I love The Voyage Home.
Yeah, it's kind of got that dynamic. they're not supposed to interact with people. They end up interacting with people from that time. They also comment, do social commentary on things that are happening right now. But then Picard has like an episode where he's like trapped in his own mind and he's dealing with this flashback to his mom. And for some reason, the writers just forgot that he has a brother. So he doesn't appear in any of the family stuff for some reason.
So it's like the old Dick Van Dyke episodes where
a little
the
bit.
mother changes randomly.
Like even Stranger is like, there was a movie about this. So,
oh, geez. You're right. There was.
Yeah. Star Trek Generations, like his brother and his whole family died. So weird thing to not include in this whole flashback stuff with like monsters. And yeah, it's like everyone in the writer's room had their own idea and they just decided to use every one of them. Yeah, it's pretty frustrating. And, they give Brett Spiner another thing to do, which I like. I like Brett Spiner, but just like he was also this thing in the first season, as a villain. It seems like, they just found excuses to drag actors they liked back into the story. So it's a lot all over the place and, a little disappointing. Then I went over to, try out Strange New Worlds, which is the, Captain Pike is the, captain of the Enterprise before Kirk and all their 5-year missions. And that show is fantastic.
Oh, really?
It's classic Trek. It's episodic while also being a little serialized. It's a different adventure each week, but there's little threads that are peppered throughout each
I like
episode.
that. I miss TV shows being like that. You know what I mean? Where you can watch one episode and be cool, but if you want, you can follow the overarching story.
Yeah, and it's tons of fun. All the characters right away are really fun, engaging people. They didn't recast for the show, but Spock was in Discovery, so they brought that actor over. But they also have a young Uhura. They have a Sam Kirk, James Kirk's brother, is in the crew. There's a Andorian. They have a different name for it. It's like a spin-off of Andorians, but he's blind. He's a blind engineer, but all of his other senses are heightened, so it's cool to have a disabled character in the crew. Who else? There's a descendant of Khan, as like the security officer. Rebecca Romijn's character from Discovery also came over as number 1, and she has a secret backstory too that's coming out. But also a weird thing is in episode 1. Part of the mission is that they have to genetically engineer themselves to look like this race to like solve the problem or whatever. But then the thread of her character throughout the rest of the show is that Starfleet is against genetic modifications. I'm just like, so you're not allowed to have genetically modified characters in Starfleet, but the medical officer, there's a recast of Nurse Chapel, who's really great. But yeah, she modifies them to look like the aliens that they're trying to blend in with. So I'm like, but in the first episode you said that was okay. That's the only like knock I have on it, is like I don't understand what happened there. But yeah, overall it's so much fun. Yeah, it's classic episodic, and then there's just these winding threads of different things. Spock has even like Spock's wife is fun. They're trying to have this relationship, being like recently engaged, and then they have like body swap episodes and things, and yeah, it's just tons of fun.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I watched Lower Deck season 3, which again is also tons of fun. Because it's like watching Next Generation Trek in the 90s, but you're also making fun of it at the same time. So that is a bunch of fun episodes. And then I finally started watching Prodigy, which is the Nickelodeon Kids version of Star Trek, which when I heard it, I thought it was going to be like this educational show where they actually teach kids about the cosmos. And it's more like Clone Wars, where it's a serious drama with these kids who like stumble their way into hijacking a Voyager style starship and learn from Captain Janeway. And there's the one character's father's trying to kill them and steal the ship. And Yeah, I was so surprised how serious it was for a kid show. So yeah, lots of great check out there. Um, and then movies wise, I watched Marlowe, which is the Liam Neeson detective noir movie, and it was rough.
Yeah, I heard it was not good.
Yeah, I was so bored, and the pacing is just so weird. Everyone's like burning through their dialogue really fast, and it never really sits on anything. It just moves, and the mystery isn't that interesting. It's basically a bunch of Hollywood people smuggling drugs and props. Like, okay,
Not props.
Hmm?
Not props.
Yeah, stuff in like ceramic mermaids with cocaine.
Oh,
Who would have
pretty
thought?
sure that's like a. Where did I see that? Like a really cheesy like 70s movie.
Yeah. And the last thing I saw, which was hilarious, was Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe. I was laughing so hard. It was so dumb, but it was so great too.
I think that's the best way to describe Beavis and Butthead. Is it's so dumb that it's awesome.
Yeah, they're at a science fair at school, and they get like stumble into becoming part of the space program, and then they go into outer space and they screw that up, and they get sucked into a black hole and then sent into the future to 2022, and the government's after them again. And yeah, I think the funniest part was like Beavis is hallucinating about riding a unicorn, and Butthead becomes the unicorn. He's like, I'm a deer. It's great. So yeah. Oh, and the last thing the other last thing I saw was the South Park The Streaming Wars parts 1 and 2. And that was terrific. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I haven't.
I thought it is a commentary on the digital like streaming wars, but it's they mask it in there's a drought in Colorado, and so Integrity Farms and Tokens Farm, Father's Farm, like are rivals trying to buy up water rights, and like Man Bear Pig is killing everyone for like hijacking all the water, and then the boys start a business building rafts that go down the stream so everyone can see whose water's flowing into the city so they can charge them for water rights. And then the water park, the Waterworld water park, is secretly behind all the nefarious things going on. And yeah, it's so much fun. And then Cartman, he's still living in the hot dog and he wants to get out of there. So like the super rich guy buys the plot of land right across from it, and he wants his mom to hook up with that guy. And he thinks the only way that the rich guy will be attracted to his mom if she gets fake boobs. And so he's constantly trying to convince his mom to do it, and she won't do it. And then finally he has to do it, and like himself. Yeah. It's a pretty good commentary on the street, like how much the streaming service are just sucking all the talent and basically creating a wasteland of content, but dressed up as a water shortage thing. So go ahead and check that out. That's fun.
I will. Yeah, I gotta sign up for Paramount Plus because maybe if I get a free month, I'll do it.
I think there is like a free trial if you try it. Yeah.
I'll look into it.
I keep doing the free trial and canceling, and they send me an email once in a while saying like, "Hey, give it another shot." And I'm like, absolutely, that 1 free month. So what'd you watch?
So I won't say anything about it this week, maybe next week, but I did start watching a show about a football coach who went to coach another football team. Through
You
another
mean soccer?
Oh,
so through another plus that I was given 3 free months for, so I figured I should watch this. And I'll maybe talk about it next week if I get through it all.
You You guys realize that season 3 is coming out in like 3 weeks?
Well, he's 3 months,
Cool.
so
Like,
he's got plenty of time to cover it, I guess.
Yeah, it should be okay. The thing I was going to talk about is so Zach and I are doing this Glee of 33 thing where we're going to watch movies from 1933, and besides the standards of King Kong and stuff like that, Kino Lorber put out this week on Blu-ray Carol Lombard Gem question mark. Um, it's a film called White Woman. And if you're thinking like, oh man, there can't be any like racial undertones behind that, you're wrong, my friend. It is a film about where Miss Lombard is a singer at a bar, and the reason she's singing at a bar is because her husband killed himself a couple months earlier, and everybody blames her. And so to get her out of, I'm guessing they're in somewhere in the South Pacific, to get her out of there because of the stigma of her husband killing himself because of her, she's supposed to be deported. So instead of that, she decides to marry the wealthy landowner played by Charles Laughton, who has a really long mustache and he twirls it in it. Yes, he is that villain in this film. And the reason the film is called White Woman is because the natives have never seen a white woman in 10 years on the river. And I'm like, oh my God, what am I watching? So yeah, the movie is really archaic in its depiction of native people. It is an interesting film that she marries him so she won't be deported, and he seems like he's just a shy Englishman who happens to be wealthy, and he turns out to be exceptionally, like, really cruel. Like, he's mean, and he has people work for him who are thieves and things like that, and they can't leave. And then when one guy tries to leave, he pays the native people to kill him. And there's one part where she gets to his boat and she falls in love with like one of his thief guys, who he wasn't a thief, he was just a deserter. And when he finds that out, he sends him away to go live with the natives up the river because they might kill him. And he ends up escaping, and the natives end up killing the evil mustache twirling guy. But the most fucked up part in it is his cook is this, or I don't know if he's even a cook. He's like his like helper guy, has a cute little chimpanzee friend named Duke who helps him with everything.
Aww.
So he goes, "Hey Duke, we're gonna cook." And then Duke's like, "Rah, rah, rah," and he gets stuff to cook. And then Duke steals for fun the Charles Laughton's character's whose name Prin, steals his bullwhip, and he fucking chases him down and shoots him and kills him. I'm like, what the fuck? This guy's a piece of shit. So when he dies at the end, it's you cheer a little bit.
Yeah, get that guy.
Yeah, it was a weird movie. Like, it's not bad, but like the racial undertones behind it, and then just the presentation is just bizarre. And I can see why this movie has never been available on Blu-ray. It was on DVD, I think, in '98, part of the Vault series through Universal, and they literally just put it out on Blu-ray. So as a historic record, it's interesting. Everything else, I don't know. And that's what I watched this week.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, a lot of people haven't. I haven't listened to the commentary yet, but I read on a website that it's really funny because they really just make fun of the movie. So I'm interested to see what the commentary is. Next week, we're going to see what happens when a bear ingests a bunch of cocaine. Our film of the week is Cocaine Bear. So yeah.
I forgot to mention at the top of the show, we are starting volume 12 of this show. with this episode.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yay.
So volume 11's done, and we're on to another 52 of these.
Man, we are just awesome.
Congratulations, nerds. Job well done.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
If this
Corinne,
was
thanks for being on. Been a long time.
I know. I guess since Film Explosion, there really hasn't been anything out lately. Oh, I forgot to mention, I went and saw Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and it was really good.
It is.
I want to see it again.
I think it was way better than I expected it to be.
Yeah.
Just a fun, and the animation in it's incredible, by the way.
Oh my gosh. Beautiful. Yeah. Totally deserved an Oscar nomination, in my opinion.
Yep.
So good.
Cool. We will see you at the movies. Bye.
Bye.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot. A real nerd can follow the plot. And a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action. Real nerds.
Thanks for listening to Real Nerds Podcast, a Nebulous Visions production. Stream or download episodes, read articles at realnerdspodcast.com. Stream us on Apple or Google Podcast, Stitcher, Spotify, or iHeartRadio. Follow us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. Twitter and Instagram at Real Nerds. Watch us on YouTube, Real Nerds Podcast. Email us at realnerds@gmail.com. Call us at 720-6nerds5. Thank you to Sparks Mandrill, Mike at Plan 9 Studios, and Bolognium for all of our groovy theme songs. And that's how you fucking do it!